Howdy ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Hey folks, today we got a 2001 Ford F-150 that we're going to be installing some new sway bar links on this bad boy today. And here's the parts that I'm talking about. We have new sway bar link kits, so let's get started. Okay folks, hey, we're already underneath the vehicle here, and I want to go ahead and remind you we did lift this and we have it properly supported with jack stands. Make sure you're always using jack stands. Okay, right up here on the left side, we have a 16mm wrench holding the top of this sway bar link. We got our 1/2" drive impact wrench here on the bottom with a 15mm socket. Let's go ahead and take this side loose. Alright, there we go. And as you can see, with it loose, we should be able to push this rod up through here and pull our old piece out of the way. And we can tell that this is all busted up pretty bad. Okay, so that's the left side out. Let's move over to the right side now. Okay, now for the right side of the vehicle. Okay. This side here wasn't as bad, but we definitely want to replace it as well. So there we go. There's all our old parts. Okay, folks, over here at the workbench, I want to go ahead and show you how these kits will go together, because it might be easier to explain it here first. You'll have a better understanding once we get over to the car. Now notice you have a bolt, okay? And what we're going to do, you're going to put a washer on, you're going to put a bushing on. And look, notice how these bushings all have, they're flat on one side and they have a little bit of piece sticking out on the other side. We want to have that piece away from the washer, okay? Now, this will actually attach, there'll be the sway bar will go in between here. Then there will be another bushing that will come right up there, just like so. Then there will be a washer, just like so. Then you'll have your spacer, and then you'll have another washer, another bushing. We'll make sure the flat side's that way. And then right in between here will be your lower control arm. Then you will put another bushing, and then another washer, and then finally the nut will go on there. And this is a crimped headed nut. So as you, just like that, you can actually see how this is going to go together on the car. So now let's get on over to the car and we'll get these put back together. Okay, back here on the right side of the car, we've got our long bolt. We got one flat washer and one of our bushings turned the correct way. And then that's going to go into the sway bar, like I was explaining. We're going to take another bushing. We're going to turn it this way here. And go ahead and put our washer in place the correct way. Make sure your bushings turn the right way. Then we're going to put our spacer in place. If I squeeze this down just a little bit, okay. Now we will take another washer, another bushing, make sure it's turned with the flat side up against the washer. Then we can stick that through the lower control arm, okay. Now, this is sometimes the tricky part with new parts, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. We're going to put our bushing in that way there, flat side up against our washer. We're going to shove it up there and hopefully be able to get a thread or two started on our rod here. Okay, now on the driver's side, friends, we're going to go ahead and shove our bolt with one of the bushings and washers in place. Go ahead and throw on one of the bushings, and another washer. And then our sleeve. And now we want another washer, turn this away. And a bushing, turn the correct way. And then we will shove it down through the lower control arm. Let's see. There we go. And now we will go underneath and put our bushing in place, just like so. And our washer will go next with the nut. Now I'll have to show you a little trick that we'll use on getting this nut on this side. Okay folks, hey, you may need a little assistance from a helper and a pry bar to actually get your nut and started on the bottom of this driver's side. And you could possibly need it on both sides as well. We lucked out on the other side. But if you'll take a pry bar, put it on the head of that bolt, wedge it against the coil spring, you should be able to pry down on that enough to where you can get your nut started on the bottom. Okay friends, I got my helper up top. He's going to operate the pry bar, and today my helper is my dad. Say hey to everybody, Dad.
Hello, but to be honest with you, he told me that he wanted me to operate a bar, and I didn't know it was this kind.
All right friends, we're down below. Go ahead and pry down on it. All right, and now I can take the nut on the bottom and get that tightened up. So now we're ready to grab our tools and tighten these up. Okay friends, we've grabbed our 9/16 wrench and our 3/8 air ratchet with a 9/16 socket on that. That's the size of the bolts, size of the head on the new bolts that we're using. And what we're going to do, we'll go down below here. We're going to hold the top up with a wrench, and we're going to tighten this down until we see that there's just some preload on these bushings. We don't want to over tighten these and actually cause a problem where we actually split the bushings. So let's just go ahead and start tightening it. Okay, I think that's good enough. I see a little bit of crush on these bushings. Okay, now we're back here on the right side. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to tighten it down until we see the bushings start to crush a little bit. And I think that's good enough right there. Okay friends, hey, that wraps it up for today. We've got these sway bar links installed on this F-150. We'll put the tires back on and lower it down, and the customer can be on his way. Don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Tell a friend about us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.